All right. Brown balls, we're back in the house. My co-host just stepped away at the very last second. Yo, what up, man?
She's back. All right.
That's
There we
right,
go.
right off the Backstreet Boys concert. How was it, man?
Amazing, bro. Amazing. Sorry I ditched you guys for like 3 hours or so, man. Apologize, but this is like one of my bucket lists. Like I wanted to do for the longest time, like 8 years when they had residency in Planet Hollywood and never got a chance to do it. And
Yep.
then now they're in Spears for a year, and I'm like, damn, gotta capture
Hey,
the
when
moment,
when in
man.
Vegas, man, you gotta do it. Yeah, do
It
it.
was my bad, man. I hate ditching my boys, but I had to go with the wifey really quick to Backstreet Boys, man.
Yeah, it's gotta be done. I mean, again, it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So I'm glad you got to see. Any
Hell
any
yeah.
specific song that you kind of went crazy over?
Oh my gosh, man! When they sang their first like popular song, as long as you love me,
Mm-hmm.
like man, that gave me goosebumps right there, man. And I was like, gosh, dude, because that brings back my high school days, man. And then
Yeah,
quit playing games with my heart. Oh my gosh, dude,
classic.
oh, man. And then always they ended off with they're back, right? Boys are back, Bastard's back. So that was perfect, dude. So it's amazing, dude. They nailed it, man. It was really good performance, dude. They actually sang. It wasn't a lot of lip syncing at all. They actually sang the
Right.
song. So it was good. It was good, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Well, we got a lot of stuff to go over today. We got MLB deadline, a lot of movements happening. I think a big one is obviously the Dodgers movement. So let's start off with there.
So before I interrupt, sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt you. So I was looking forward to Bastard Boys, right? Bastard Boys
oh
starts at
yeah,
8
that's right.
p.m. It starts at 8 p.m. The show doesn't start till 8:40. They don't come out till 8:40 or 8:30. So me and my wife left late from where we were hanging out. We got there like really like exactly like into our seats like at 8:25, right? And then they're saying 5 more minutes till Bastard Boys are coming out, so 8:30. So we sit down. I get to catch my breath, man. Literally. And then my wife hates, like, she thinks I'm shams, right? So I'm always looking at my phone, right? And so I was like, all right, I promised her that I won't look at my phone. I'll only look at my phone to story a Instagram story of Bastard Boys. She's like, okay, fine, deal. Well, literally 2 minutes later, I said that 2 minutes later, the deal broke. The
Yeah.
Dodgers have acquired two-time Cy Young winner Tyrick Screwball. I don't know if
Hmm.
I'm saying his name right. And I'm like, I'm going crazy, and the show's about to start. And my wife's like, "What are you doing? You just told me you're not gonna look at the phone." I'm like, "You have no idea. Dodgers just acquired the best pitcher." She's like, so like my wife is kind of like my brother. So it's like, oh, whoever Lakers and Dodgers acquire is like the best player currently. And I'm like,
Right,
no, no,
right.
no, no, no. I'm legitly saying he's the best pitcher right now on the market. Like Dodgers just got loaded. Like you have no idea. And so go ahead, Tap. Let's continue with your thing. That's what happened to me. But go ahead, break it down.
Yes. No, I mean we're gonna start there, obviously. So the Dodgers acquiring Tyler Skubal from Detroit Tigers. This was something that I think it was projected once they pulled the minor leaguers, right?
We
From
talked about it. I brought it up to
right.
you.
Yeah, so they pulled them. So I think once that happened, there's something happening, and as you said, it broke right on with a Saturday night, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much a done deal. I mean, Dodgers are just loaded, right? I mean, obviously, I think this means that Otani's not going to be pitching a lot. I think, which I've always been a fan of him not pitching and just focusing on hitting. I
Mm-hmm.
think he is definitely a better hitter than he is a pitcher in the major league. I think in Japan he was a better pitcher than he was a hitter, but I think in the major league he's been much better hitter. So I think this is good to kind of take that kind of pressure away from him. And obviously, we talk about Dodgers and a lot of the pitching issues and the injuries that we've had throughout this year. But obviously, you called it essentially from I think Friday night, pretty much that this was something that was going down. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Bro. So I remember me and you were taking our beautiful walk, to Fountain Blue around. I want to say like around
115
5 o'clock.
degrees outside. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I said let's take taxi, but y'all want to walk. All right, let's do it. We're walking, and I get notification that the Dodgers pulled one of their like high end prospect.
Hmm.
Right then, I knew that A, they're negotiating a deal now because they don't want anything to happen to that prospect. And B, this shit's gonna get done very soon. We're gonna hear
Yeah.
about it this weekend. I didn't think we were gonna hear about it on Saturday because the deadline was until Monday afternoon. So I thought it was gonna be negotiated, probably be done by Sunday or maybe Monday.
Right.
But I look, man. Looking at the deal, I I don't care what happens to long term. We didn't give up any of our top 4 prospects.
Mm.
The highest prospect I think we gave, I think, was number 6 in our system, or 5. I think we didn't touch our 1 through 4, so I'm fine with that. We didn't give in any of our regular players currently who are in major league. I know that there's a few names like Emmett Sheehan was going to be included earlier. About I know during the winter meetings they said that it was going to be Tyler Glasnow might be included during December during free agent winter meetings. None of them who were included. So basically, we just gave up pretty good prospects, like not great prospects, but good prospects to which we acquired from other teams a few years ago. It wasn't even our players. So looking at the value that we gave up, I don't even care if Screwball walks next year. I don't care if Dodgers decides that hey, it's kind of like it's kind of like the what's his name, Max Scherzer kind of thing. Remember when we got him on his expiring deal, and then he didn't re-sign with us. Same thing with Trey Turner. I think he had a year left, and then he walked. Remember, he didn't want to re-sign with the Dodgers, right? I don't care if we don't re-sign him. I mean, we're basically trying to get that 3rd championship, and if we can sign Screwball, maybe we could. That'd be great. But if we can't, it's okay. We didn't kill ourselves by getting him. I love the move, man. I mean, it's all about championships, and regardless what happens, it's a great move for Dodgers. I love it, man. Can't say anything about it.
I think once the big sentiment in this, obviously, as far as social media goes and everyone reacting to it, the Dodgers fans are going crazy. Obviously, right? We have an unbeatable, starting 5 essentially, right?
Oh yeah.
But the other side of it was there's definitely gonna be a lockdown. You have to lock it down because the Dodgers are just getting away with way too much now. I think it was one thing was to sign all these players, and now it's like, okay, we are either gonna have a lockdown or we gotta have the contract be up to the ASAP. How do you think? Obviously, if the Dodgers pull this off, pull off this win to get a repeat, how do you think this affects the league in terms of like what do they the collective bargaining, all that kind of stuff? How do you think it affects it if the Dodgers were to win the championship or the World Series?
Look, man, I've heard the arguments about Dodgers ruining baseball, especially after this move. Dodgers are ruining baseball. Look, man, I want to give you. I gotta pull it up too, actually, but I want to tell you something though. Okay, Red Sox were cheap because they didn't want to sign Mookie to an extension.
Right.
So Dodgers traded for Mookie, right? So there are other teams out there that could have traded for Mookie. All right. Braves didn't want to pay Freeman either. They paid Olsen, who's a cheaper player in their minor league system. So Dodgers went and acquired him, right? Free agent. He's a free agent. Any team, any MLB team can acquire Freeman, right?
Right.
Angels did nothing with Ohtani, just like how they're doing nothing with Trout, nothing with Ohtani. Look, the writing was on the wall that Ohtani wanted to play for a playoff team. He didn't care which playoff team. He wanted to play in the playoffs because Angels were not doing that for them, right? And so writing was on the wall 2 years prior for him to leave the free agency.
Right.
Angels could have traded, Ohtani and got, valuable pieces, and they didn't, right? They kept him for some odd reason, how they're keeping Mike Trout. And so he left, and to be honest with you, Dodgers were not the favorite to let Ohtani. They're one of the favorites, right? Toronto Blue Jays were one of the favorites as well, right? So it wasn't that, Ohtani was coming to Dodgers no matter what. No. And then Rays the same thing. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to pay Tyler Glasnow, Same thing with Cardinals. They gave up on Edman, right? And they didn't. They felt that they want to go younger, so he was available, and Dodgers picked him up. Same thing with Oakland A's at the time. They had Max Muncy in their minor league system and major league system. They thought he wasn't a good enough player, so they cut him. Dodgers picked him up. So, and same thing, Tigers refused to pay Screwball, right? They refused to pay him. So what I'm trying to say is that there were teams out there that could have got Screwball, right? I know there's Milwaukee, where Milwaukee was one of the teams, and the Yankees were one of the teams going after, Screwball. But like, you gotta understand one thing, man. He was playing for an American League team, in Detroit. So obviously, if Detroit was going to trade him to an American League team, in this case, New York Yankees or Boston Red Sox, whoever, they're gonna, do a hard bargain. Like they're gonna make sure they get their good player. But since they traded him to Dodgers, I've heard that they gave Dodgers a better discount deal. Whatever the case is, they did. It looks like they did on paper because they didn't really ask for any of their regular players, everyday players, nor did they ask for one of their top, prospects either. So, look, I like who, I don't know if you know this player, but he said the best thing, today. His name is Lance Lynn, right? He's like, it's like 29 billionaires are bitching about another billionaire doing better than them. That's basically what they're doing, It's kind of like, okay, look, I know this is a very hard analogy to say, Tapas. Just say amongst all of us, right? If one of us buys if one of the guy, gets like a Hummer, we're bitching about getting a Hummer. Like, dude, I can go get a Hummer too. So what Lance Lynn is saying is that billionaire owners are bitching about another billionaire doing it better ways. He's just spending money, right? Like, all the MLB teams are billionaires, man. If they want their team to be good, they can go trade for them. Dude, you're telling me Milwaukee couldn't just like surrender their prospects and pair them up with Mez, the top pitcher right now, with Screwball, man? I mean, they can beat Dodgers easily. And again, Dodgers are currently on a 6-game losing streak. People don't realize that right now. Like, they're on a big slide, the longest slide so far, 6-game losing streak. Baseball is the type of game is not won by one player, man. It's won by a team. As you can see, last year, Blue Jays came 1 out away from winning it, literally, or 2 outs away from winning it. And so I'm not saying Dodgers are unbeatable. They're still beatable. But I'm saying that there's other teams, that can spend money, but they don't want to spend money. And then this whole notion that Dodgers are ruining baseball, Dodgers are not doing anything different, man. They're just spending money.
There's a little bit of salary cap manipulation happening, though.
But tell me this happens. Deferring is open to everyone. It's not only open to Dodgers.
If you can convince a player to defer, then
but that's what I'm saying, though, right? But how is that Dodgers' fault if they're able to defer all this money? It's been there, right? It's not like a new thing, right? That Dodgers are deferring all of a sudden. No, it's been there, and Dodgers are just telling their players that, hey, if you defer, we can get more players. It's not like Clippers. They're not doing illegally, right? Where, hey, plant some trees for us. No, it's among the rule book that, hey, you can do defer if you want. And Dodgers currently with Screwball is 1 point something, I think, billion. I think they're over the defer payment, but it's fine. And honestly, do you know how much Screwball makes?
I forgot how much is it?
Just give me a number. How much does he make?
15 million.
$9.1 million or $9.4 million. So you telling me this, Tapas? You telling me the 29 other teams cannot afford $9 million contract?
Well, obviously you want to re-sign. That's going to be a lot more expensive, especially coming out for the Cy Young.
But dude, this guy is the top of the top 3 pitchers. Why would you not want to re-sign him, right? If you're any team, right? To be honest with you,
right? No, I get it. I think the sentiment was like, okay, we get Mookie Betts. Okay, cool, right? Dodgers make a big move. Then we get Ohtani. Then we get Freeman. And it's like, okay. And then like we get Blake Snell. All right. And it's like it just kind of keeps adding. Now we get another strong pitcher. I think the sentiment around the league was like, yo, what the heck are we doing here, right? Like, this is insane. So kind of going back to this, right? I mean, I know we spent a long time on this, but this is a big deal. Obviously, I think this sent shockwaves throughout the MLB. This is kind of like the Rams situation now, right? Funny how 2 LA teams have all this pressure now. Rams signing, Myles Garrett and, coming off of the MVP season that Stafford had, all that kind of stuff, right? A lot of pressure for them to win it all. How much do you think, is there more pressure this year for the Dodgers than it's ever been, considering the roster that they have built? Or do you think it's about, it's not that bad?
There is no pressure on the Dodgers, and I know that you're gonna take it as like, what the hell are you talking about? There's no pressure. There's no pressure on Dodgers at all. The pressure on Dodgers was the year one when Otani signed with them. That was the most pressure that Dodgers had ever had on them. To be honest with you, Dodgers had to win that championship and get over the hump, because the thing was, Dodgers actually has never won a championship besides the Mickey Mouse championship in 2000, right? And so since they signed Otani, what was it, in 2023 or 2024, whenever they signed him, Dodgers has actually never won a real World Series, because they lost to the Houston Astros in the cheating scandal. They lost to the Red Sox, and before then they had the choke slam. Every time they choked in the championship game with Kershaw.
That was rough to watch.
And so Dodgers pressure was on the year one when Otani signed, because when Otani signed for that big, crazy contract, people said that they have to win a World Series right away. Just like how Myles Garrett is with the Rams right now, man. That's the same pressure that Dodgers had year one with Otani. Rams have to win this coming year, man. Like it or not, Rams got to win. I'll be
embarrassed. They have a significantly decreasing star in Matthew Stafford, right? So the window is significantly shorter now.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm trying to say. So Dodgers really don't have pressure, man. They won 2 championships. They basically, after they won the first Otani championship and then they won last year, the back-to-back, they basically paid off the Otani's, contract. That, okay, fine, if Dodgers don't win anymore, it was a success signing because we won 2 World Series. We're good to go, But comparing to the Rams, they have to win next year. Like it or not, Tapas, they have to. Like, this will be the biggest collapse if they don't win this championship. Biggest collapse. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, to answer your question, there is no pressure on the Dodgers. There's no pressure. No pressure at all.
Yeah, I guess I buy that. I think comparing the two, for sure, I think the Rams, just because of, again, Matt Stafford's age and all that kind of stuff. And just how rough your rookie that you're so hyped on looks during this training camp, it looks rough. I think the gap is significant. Right? Let's go to some other big signings. Obviously, you know me, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't follow baseball as closely. I follow the Dodgers a lot closer than I do rest of the league. So tell me, there was a lot more. We had the Pirates getting into action. We had the Cubs having a huge acquisition. Which other team I think made a big step in your opinion?
Yeah, so there's a couple of sellers in Dodgers division. So there's sellers and buyers, right? So one seller was San Francisco Giants, right?
Mm-hmm.
They traded away Robbie Ray, right? One of their top 3 pitchers in their rotation. They traded him to their arch nemesis, San Diego Padres. Padres in this case, they loaded up on starting pitching, so they're going for it. They're trying to make the wild card, right? Or maybe cash the Dodgers, because Dodgers are on a 6-game losing streak. So. Mm-hmm. Tigers actually had Tyree Skubal, and the second best player was Casey Miz. I'm not saying his name right, but so Padres got their second best pitcher, and they also got Robbie Ray. They got 2 starting really good pitchers, man, and they still have Musgrove coming back. He's been out for a while, and so he's their best pitcher, and he's coming back. So Padres are making a run basically to make the playoffs. Besides that, I know that the Red Sox, they got a really good catcher from the Orioles, which was great. The Yankees actually, I don't know how Yankees helped themselves, but they acquired a first baseman, but they already have a really good first baseman, Ben Rice. That's like their slugger, So I guess this guy's gonna play like a different position, Luis Garcia, Junior. He's a really good player, really really good player, man. And so they got him. Milwaukee Brewers. They loaded up on another starting pitcher, Dustin May, former Dodger. He was pitching really well for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he was kind of up and down, but he pitched fairly well, man, So they got another arm. And then also Tampa Bay Rays is actually trying to do something too, man, because another team who's actually a seller in this case is New York Mets. And so Tampa actually acquired Freddie Palata. He's just like, Dustin May, a good pitcher. They got another arm, basically. So all in all, I mean, there wasn't a major move besides teams who are going for it are acquiring extra arm, like Cubs.
Yeah.
They acquired 2 good starting pitchers, Kevin Gausman and Clay Holmes from New York Mets. So those 2 pitchers, like for example, Kevin Gausman, who pitched in the World Series last year for the Blue Jays, pitched well this year as well, and he pitched well during their playoff streak. And the same thing with Clay Holmes. He's a good starting pitcher for the Mets. That Mets are just basically selling everything off now, because their season's basically over. So the two teams who are mostly seller were Giants and the Mets, and then like
And Detroit.
yeah, Detroit was a seller as well. The teams in the National League that revamped their whole thing was the Padres, and then also Milwaukee. Milwaukee's is number one in the division, so they're doing good. And Chicago Cubs, they got an extra arm as well too. And then from the AL, man, you got the Yankees, acquiring another position player, and Twins also got Jeff Hoffman from Blue Jays as well. So I mean, everybody just did some tweaking to their roster, just kind of making that final stretch push to the playoffs. But nothing was.
Anybody stand out to you as far as challenging the Dodgers? I think the Dodgers are still favored. They're favored by a lot and to win it all. But
I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
I know people are gonna laugh at me, but the only team I do feel that they're gonna challenge the Dodgers is San Diego Padres.
Padres. I mean, they play us tough every year, though. That's the thing with them, man. No matter how loaded the Dodgers are.
They got the offense, man. They got the offense. Now they got a lot of arms. They acquired two pitchers. Like I said, they acquired Robbie Ray and Casey Miza, whatever. He's a really good player, man. So I think Padres, if they get into the wild card, if they make the wild card, we'll look for that team to give us a hard time. To be honest with you.
It's definitely an uphill battle because I think right now for wild card, the Cubs are well ahead of them, and so are the Phillies for the wild card. Padres. I mean, as a Dodger fan, I would hope the Padres don't make it because again, they play us so rough, and they're very talented, and they turn it on towards the end.
Home field advantage, man. That stadium is crazy,
Yeah. All right. I mean, again, a lot of big, obviously fireworks happening. School definitely kind of kicked it all off, and. We'll see, man. We'll see again. Once it gets to the playoff time is when I really get into baseball. Right now, I am kind of like, cool, we'll see. But you
how I am. But you didn't really answer my question, Tapas. You made me answer the question. You think Dodgers is bad for baseball? Do you agree with that notion, or what's your take on that? Please give me your take.
I'm like you. I don't think Dodgers are bad for baseball. I personally do think that we acquired people because we can, and because other teams were not willing to spend the money, like you said. I think you can't necessarily look at Dodgers and be like, oh, that's not fair. Well, you had the opportunity. Everyone had the opportunity to get Mookie Betts. Everyone had the opportunity to get Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman didn't want to leave the Braves. He wanted to stay, and they screwed him. Ohtani probably would have stayed in LA Angels if they just were not cheap about it, honestly. He didn't, so I just think like the Dodgers made this roster based off of building through obviously money, but also, talking to players and deferring like Ohtani and all that kind of stuff. I think we built the roster the right way. And I think other teams are just looking at it like, it's not fair. It's not fair. Well, you had the opportunity, and we talked about this last year too with the Dodgers about how a lot of teams look to get profit. They prioritize profit and net profit over winnings. And as the Dodgers are one of the lowest teams in terms of percent profit for how much they spend, versus teams that just want to, make as much money as possible without spending a lot on players. And I think the Dodgers are on the bottom half of that too. So they don't prioritize profit. They prioritize championships, player acquisition, and that's how we've gotten this far, right? So that's my only thing is that I don't personally believe it. I would like to play a devil's advocate and just look online and be like, what is the overall sentiment? And I was just seeing like, obviously Dodgers fans were like, oh my God, this is amazing. And the fans were like, this is terrible. We got to have a lockdown ASAP. You cannot have a lot of this. I'm like, dude, if you wanted it, you could have gotten Scooball. I mean, look, the price we paid for Scooball was not significantly high. It's like the Jaylen Brown move. Like if we knew we could get Jaylen Brown for Paul George, we would have made his move a long time ago. It's like that one of those things. So I don't think they're bad for baseball. They built a team how they need to within the confines of what's allowed, and some teams just don't want to pay.
Is Dodgers ruining baseball, Tapas?
If they win a three-peat, this dynasty will be like, and honestly, Dodgers and Yankees are the most hated teams in baseball anyway, so everyone's going to say, I think majority of people will say they are ruining it. As a Dodgers fan, I say no. I say no as a Dodgers fan, but obviously outside of it, they'll be like, yo, you won 3 championships because you bought all 3 championships. Kind of.
No.
I don't think so, though.
They did not buy the championships because they actually went out and spent.
Exactly. No, I agree. But But that's how it carries. So the conversation carries to other people. Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know what's broken in baseball? Okay, like I'll tell you right now. One thing that's broken in baseball right now, man, is what they're gonna do is because everyone's bitching about Dodgers.
Hmm.
This owners are gonna kill themselves now because the thing is NBA did this a few years back. You know, in the collective bargaining. So like I think we talked about this. Baseball doesn't have a floor, meaning
Hmm.
that every team needs to spend this amount of money, no matter
Right.
what. Because there are some teams, like Pirates or I don't know, some Chicago White Sox, can get away with spending only $10 million because
Right.
they don't gotta sign any big time free agents. They just gotta fill out the roster and pay those players, right? And NBA had this issue a long time ago. So because there's revenue sharing, right? So
Hmm.
if White Sox, I'm just giving White Sox, they're good this year. But if White Sox spend 10 million and Dodgers paying 230 million in payroll, well, revenue sharing is gonna be equal, right?
Hmm.
So White Sox owners thinking that, hey, why do I gotta spend money on players when I don't really care to win
If
a
we get money
championship?
anyways. Right.
I'm still profiting, like.
Right.
So what's gonna end up happening, man? There's gonna be a floor, right?
Hmm.
That you have to spend 40 to 50 million every year, no matter what. You got to reach
Hmm.
that. And now the cheap owners are gonna come out. Watch, you're gonna see this.
Yeah.
Baseball never had that before. And so
Yeah.
they're gonna have that, man. They're gonna have a floor. They need that. They need teams to spend a certain amount of money. Every team needs to spend a certain amount of money just to stay above that floor. Because if they don't, then they'll get fined. And so
You think they keep the deferment thing or no?
that will go away. That will go away. Because obviously, defer is not really counting towards salary cap, right?
Right.
That's the whole purpose. Like people get it wrong, right? Otani making $2 million doesn't mean that he's not making the rest of the 60 million. That
Right.
money goes into escrow. Like
Right.
Mark Walter paid that money. So basically that
Right.
money is already somewhere else. Like it's not
Yeah.
like he's only paying Otani 2 million and then maybe 30 years down the line he'll
Give
right
me,
for
yeah,
no.
one big fat check at the end. No, it's not
Yeah,
like that.
that doesn't
Right.
happen. No, he gets 2 million, and then the other one it goes to the escrow account where
Hmm.
Otani will get his money. So he still has to
Right.
pay that money. But I think the defer will go away, and it will go away in a way where you cannot do 90% defer. You can do like
Hmm.
maybe 40%, of the
Right.
contract
Right.
defer. But you can't do 90% defer, and you can't. And I think they're gonna have an amount of how much defer you can do because you can't do all your players defer. Because if you look at Dodgers roster, you have Mookie Betts defer, you have Otani defer, you have Tyler Gauss defer, you have like freaking Screwball's gonna be deferred. Like you can't have
Yeah.
everyone defer. So
Right.
yeah,
A number of players, kind of like, what do you call that? Yeah, yeah. I guess there's a limit, like maybe two players per team that can
yeah,
defer, and probably, like you said,
and a
40%
percentage
deferment versus ninety
exactly,
percent.
and it's a percentage. So that's I will tell you right now, Tapas. We're enjoy baseball. We're not having it next year. Next summer is gonna
Yeah.
be a very boring summer. I don't feel players and the owners are gonna come to an agreement, and I
Hmm.
do feel there's gonna be a lockout, and for a long time, man. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I just feel that. To be honest with you,
I think I'll say this. I think the lockout happens if the Dodgers win it all. If the Dodgers don't win it all, I think the chance of lockout is very because they'd be like, oh, all this hoopla that the Dodgers did, they still didn't win, right? Because they'll look at the last year's World Series and be like, you guys barely
Tappas,
won that. You would have lost to the other two teams, and you guys barely won it and now you guys lost your third one. They'll
Tappas.
probably be like, okay, maybe no, but who
I'm
knows?
telling you, no one in the National League last year gave us any challenge.
Mhm.
Milwaukee. I'll give you an interesting stat. This is just a number top of my head. So second half just started right now, right? For the baseball.
Yeah.
Last year, Milwaukee Brewers went on this crazy ass streak. I think they
Mhm.
won like I want don't quote me on this, but they won like 55 of 65 games. They were the hottest National League team. They were so
Mhm.
freaking hot, Tapas, that they had the home field advantage in the NLCS National Championship game.
Right.
That's how hot they were. Like
Yep.
they couldn't lose, and Dodgers swept them 4-0.
Right.
That was that one game that we went to go watch at BJ's for Pip's birthday,
Mhm.
where Otani
Mhm.
hit like all the home runs. He pitched. He had 10
Mhm.
strikeouts and had 5 home runs, like
Yeah.
crazy. And the thing was this: Toronto Blue Jays gave us a challenge, is because we didn't have challenge in the playoffs at all.
Yeah.
So Dodgers Blue Jays. I'll be honest with you, Tappers. Blue Jays were not supposed to be there. It was supposed to be some other teams, who were better last year, and Blue Jays were not supposed to be there. And so
Yeah,
Dodgers were
they went yard against. Yeah, Blue Jays went yard against some other team in their run, right? Was it Mariners? I forgot who it was.
Yeah, Mariners. Mariners were supposed to be in it. Yeah, Mariners were supposed to be in the World Series, but Blue Jays somehow won that shit.
Yeah.
So Dodgers took Blue Jays lightly too. And that almost caught their ass. And so, but what I'm trying to say is that let's not fool anyone. I'll tell you right now that if healthy, no one's beating the Dodgers. I'm sorry, Tapas. The rotation that this year Dodgers rotation has, when you have game 1, Yamamoto, game 2, Screwball, game 3, Blake Snell, game 4, Ohtani, and you know who's your bullpen people? Tyler Glasnow.
Right.
You Robreski, who's really good this year. And Machine is your bullpen. Roki is your bullpen.
Yeah.
Tapas, do you not? I don't understand how we lose this series, dude.
If healthy, dude, there's no shot for anyone else.
Tapas, I just named you 4 starters, another 4 back of them.
Right.
We have 8 starters going into playoffs. This is a joke. I'm telling you, I'm sorry to all the baseball people. This rap. I'm done. Dodgers are win this shit no matter what.
Odds are right now, Dodgers obviously number 1. They're plus 60 to win it all. Yankees are plus 600. The Brewers are plus 900. The Braves are plus 1,000. And then after that, the Rays are plus 1,300. So Dodgers are by far heavy favorites to win it all.
I don't know,
man. Crazy, man. We'll see again. Playoff time baseball is one of my favorite things to watch in the world. It's so much fun because, again, like you said, you always say, with baseball, you just don't know what's going to show up the day of. Somebody has a bad first inning and it is a complete shit show. Somebody is completely, locked down. So
it's true, man. Baseball, like I told you before, is my favorite postseason. Better than football, better than basketball, better than NCAA. I love baseball. Every pitch matters in baseball, man. Every pitch. And you know what's crazy, man? Klay Thompson said it, right? When his brother played for the Dodgers, a while ago, 2017. And when he went to one of the games, and he said that I've been in NBA championship games in Game 7. I've played in the biggest games, but the regular playoff game for baseball is just nothing unlike anything, man. It's every pitch matters. Yeah. Every pitch, man. I love baseball playoffs, man. It's the best sport ever, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, sure, man. I agree. All right, let's go on to another sport. We got NFL in the news. We got some up and coming stuff happening. Stephon Diggs has found a new home, a 1-year deal up to $12 million with the Commanders. What are your thoughts on this?
Good move, man.
Bad, okay.
Good move. What's his name? Jaden Daniels. That's the name, right? Yeah. He's a target. I mean, Stephon Diggs not Stephon Diggs anymore, but he's still a threat. He's out there. This will open up receivers that who could have got doubled, right? Now they won't, right? Because Stephon Diggs is there, right? I like them. I like this move for them. This is gonna help them a lot, to be honest with you, and help him a lot too. Jaden Daniel bounce back year number 3, because year number 2 was pretty rough. He got injured and this and that, so it'll be a bounce back year.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have to do something. Also, if not, just to develop Jaden Daniels a little bit more, to get him a legit, second option probably. Especially after the whole Deebo Samuel thing didn't work out for them. But I think Eagles and Cowboys are way too ahead in that division. New York Giants or whatever. So I think division-wise, this is okay. But exactly. It's a necessary move for them, right? So I think this is a good move for them overall. Trey Flowers signing a 4-year, $140 million extension. I know he's been injured a lot last year, especially. Do you think worth it? Not worth it? Because Lamar, a lot of pressure on him too this year, man. A lot of pressure.
See, I have a question, man. Zay Flowers is good. It's a good receiver.
Yeah,
he's not doesn't scare
that
you.
Guy though.
He doesn't scare you, man.
Right.
Wouldn't you be better by just go getting AJ Brown?
Yeah.
pay him that money. Like, I don't get teams sometimes because I'm just like, man, if you're gonna pay him this much money, he doesn't scare you. Like when I play when you play the Baltimore or Ravens, Zay Flowers not gonna scare you, man. Not gonna put anything. Oh my gosh. I mean, I think he's overpaid, man. To be honest, I don't
Yeah,
get this.
I
I don't
agree with
get.
you. I think he's not worth 108 guaranteed. That's crazy to me. Even in his best year, he was not that kind of a receiver. So I get it. I get that there's not a lot of options out there for Ravens, so they had to do something. But I would have just probably signed him a 1 year deal just to see, okay, post some of the ups and downs and then the injuries of the last couple of years. Like, are you back? Are you worth it for us? Show us 1 year and then we'll sign you again. I think that would have been better than giving him a big fat contract like this. And now they're stuck with this guy. And he's also undersized. I never got that by him. He's also really undersized too. So yeah,
Super
I think
understanding.
Lamar needs a big, strong dude, in the wide receiver.
I get it, man. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with Ravens because they're in that window as well to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Excuse me, I'm under the weather, but they should have went after AJ.
yeah, they should have. I agree.
Like they already have
But,
Derrick
but
Henry, right? I mean, come on, dude. Like, just do it, you know?
yeah, or even the guy who signed with the Niners from Tampa Bay,
Evans,
Mike
Mike
Evans,
Evans.
right?
Yeah, like that, you know?
A
Like, I mean,
good veteran
that would
receiver,
scare
number
you,
one.
right? Paying him money scares you, not Zay
Yeah,
Flower.
yeah, not Zay. Yeah. Last one we have Puka signing with
Agent
a new agency for a 4 year rookie contract. Well, he's entering his final year of 4 year rookie contract. How much do you think Puka's going to demand?
$1 more than JSN.
Well, so how much does JSN get paid? I forgot.
He got the richest contract, I think. Let me get that for you right now.
I forgot.
JSN signed a 4 year, $168 million contract extension. And so that's roughly like 41 million, I think 42 million, roughly, if I'm not mistaken, my math correct. Yeah. So Puka's gonna, 42 million. So Puka's gonna command like closer to probably like 170 4 years.
What do you think?
But
Is that
again,
worth it?
Tapas, I told you he's off the field antics. I told you where I stand by this. Look, if we could trade Puka for like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, I would do it. Look, if I'm the Rams right now, dude, I know you're gonna laugh at me. Puka has still a really good net value. Like I would go trade. I'll go call Minnesota and be like, give us JJJ.
Mm.
I'll pay JJJ all that money, man. I'm telling you, all that smoke. I'll give him that shit, dude. I like Puka, man, but like his character is very, very flawed, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. His decision making off the field isn't very great. And yeah, I don't know if the Rams want to pay him, especially let's just say hypothetically, and I'm not saying it's going to be this way, but if it is Matthew Stafford's last year with the Rams, right? I'm not saying it is, but because I think he could probably go two more, especially if they
Two
win
more
a
years.
ring.
I think he'll play 2 more
Yeah,
years.
yeah. If they can win a ring this year, I think he'll go one more after that. But if they lose in the first round, whatever, then he may have to consider it. But if you have that post Matthew Stafford, is Puka going to be Puka? That's your big question, right? Why not just like you said? Why not get someone like Justin Jefferson from Minnesota and be like, okay, you got 2 years too. We're gonna just sign, we'll go for that, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Then we'll rebuild after that because we got to figure out the next few steps after that. But I agree with you. I think Puka is going to turn into a head case, right? I think Brandon Ayuk is a good example of what can go wrong with the receiver out of nowhere. Same with AJ Brown, and Puka's in that same kind of category with his antics at times. So I agree with you. I think they would be taking a big risk, especially this time to a big fat contract. So he'll probably be on his best behavior this year, though. He'll be a star citizen because he wants to get that contract. So he'll be on his best behavior. But once he does get the contract, he's gonna be ahead. So
Look, I'll tell you right now, dude. If Rams win a Super Bowl this year, Puka will get his money.
Yeah.
If Rams don't win a championship this year, I think Puka gets traded. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Because
last but not least, Rams
like it or
wise,
not, I mean,
I don't know if you saw. I know I mentioned it earlier, but your quarterback that you guys saved up, he looked pretty rough, man. I know it's just training camp. I know where it's nothing real,
Update me. What
but a
happened?
lot of
I
people
haven't.
were like, so like he's been missing a lot of easy passes. He's scrambling out of nowhere for no reason. Like he's a perfect pocket, and he's like freaking out and just scrambling and then getting sacked during practice. So they're like, "What is this guy from? What is this guy from Rams doing? Like, is this your next superstar?" So there's a meme going around on TikTok about like, what the hell did the Rams do? Why did they draft this guy? Because he looks so scared in the pocket. Like literally, he has a perfect pocket. The blockers are holding in, and he just runs out for no reason. You're like, what the hell was that? So
Well,
I
isn't
hope
it?
he did. I hope he developed. I hope he stays behind Stafford, learns a few things, and that's gonna be really important for him. But it looks really iffy, man.
So tell me this, Tap. Answer my questions. Is he starting game one? Which
No,
one? Is he starting week 16?
no, of course not.
He might start week 16. He might start week
Okay,
16.
well, it depends. Yeah, I guess it
He might
depends on
start
the
week 16.
record.
So what I'm trying to say is that this guy's not going to get any shot to play. He's going to be sitting behind Matthew Stafford, and he's going to have about a year, minimum year, maximum 2 years to learn from Matthew Stafford. And he has the greatest offensive coach there, in Sean McVay. His confidence is not there. You can always build a confidence, right? The talent's there. You can't build
You
talent.
can't build confidence.
You can build the guy's confidence.
You can build technique. You can build ability, but you can't build confidence.
Have you heard of a guy named Jared Goff?
No, yeah.
Did you see what he did under Jeff Fisher? And do you see what he did under Sean McVay?
Right. That was
Not
coaching,
confidence.
not confidence.
No, that's confidence.
No, that's
Coach
coaching.
gives you confidence. Coach
No.
gives you confidence of what to do, how to do. I'm telling you, man.
It's like what's his name? Sam Darnold. Right? Sam Darnold always was confident. He had bad coaching. He had bad strategy. He had bad
It
play
can go
calling.
vice versa too, though, right? I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. It could go vice versa. You can be in a better situation for offense. Like, okay, it can't be coaching as much unless there's confidence given to you. Because look, what I'm okay, I'll answer your question about Sam Darnold, right? He did good in Minnesota and he did good in Seattle, so you can't say it's coaching, right? Because his confidence was there. The coach from Minnesota the Minnesota coach gave him confidence.
Minnesota is one of the best coaches in the league.
Not totally. Not top 3, dude. No, top 5. Okay,
KOC is one of the best coaches in the league.
Okay, look, listen. Okay, so Minnesota's coach gave him confidence, right? Believe, right? That hey, forget whatever happened. Like he gave him like that confidence that hey, I believe in you. You go out and do your thing, and he did in Minnesota. So think about it. In Seattle, he got that contract, and he still lived up to it, right?
I don't think Sam Darnold builds the confidence. I think you have it because that's one of the intangible things that some players can never get. It's like James Harden. He was never confident in his ability. He was a very good scorer, but in the playoffs, he's not confident in his shot and decision making and shot making. I think there's a difference, especially with quarterbacks. It's so hard. The ones that are really, really good and that have confidence, like, or some that don't. Like, what's his name? The guy from Cleveland, I forgot. Menzel.
Mayfield,
right?
Mayfield.
Right. His confidence got broken after first year, and he never recovered. He could never. He went everywhere, could never recover. Baker Mayfield had better coaching. I mean, dude, the Browns are the worst franchise in the world. And he goes to Sean McVay, who says, hey, I will give you a good offense and good play calling, and that's what's going to help you get better. Baker Mayfield was still very confident.
But see, Tapper, that's the thing with Sam Darnold, right? I should give Shanahan more credit, right? He gave confidence in Darnold from Shanahan, right? Because he was a backup in San Francisco. He needed to learn his technique and everything, right? That's where he went back, right? And so Shanahan gave him that confidence. So what I'm trying to say is this, man. I understand, this rookie of ours is struggling, which is fine. It happens, right? There's always a process through everything, right? And so luckily he's not gonna be our starting QB anytime soon. And it's gonna matter when he has a chance to play. And I don't know if he ever will play for the Rams because you don't know what happens, right? But As long as he's not playing right away, I don't give a shit what he does in the training camp. Because
What happens if Matt Stafford needs to, because of his back and how iffy it is? What if he needs to sit out a game or two? You think you would want to put him in there or want somebody else?
I mean, to be honest with you, I still rather have Stanton Bennett there. We have our,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. He's our third
Yeah,
string last year, but he's our backup now. He won 2 national championships, with Georgia too. But Sexton Bennett, he's actually a better player. I'd rather have him start over our rookie this year, to be honest
yeah.
with you. But hopefully he doesn't get there, because if he gets there, we're not winning anything this year. Like,
Well,
we
again,
need
you
Matthew
just don't
Stafford.
know that everything is literally on his back. If Matt Stafford is healthy, then I think Rams are unbeatable. But his back has been kind of iffy recently.
So to answer your question, I don't care what memes are out there. He's not starting for us, and I don't give a shit what he does in the training camp or even preseason. Our guy is Matthew Stafford. That's all I give a shit about. Look, I'll be honest with you, Tapis. After we got Miles Garrett, I don't even care what we did with the 10th pick or the 14th pick. What pick it was?
Right,
Like
right.
14th
You're
pick?
back on the F's and picks mindset now.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit what the fuck happened at the 14th pick. We got Miles Garrett. Forget it. I don't care, dude. It's fine.
I get it. I get it. All right, let's move on to some basketball to end it off. So, first and foremost, signing wise, we have Phoenix Suns forward Dylan Brooks is signing an extension or has agreed a 3-year, $73 million contract extension through 2029 2030. Your thoughts?
Well deserved. He
Yeah, I
played
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he played out of his ass pretty well. Not out of his ass, out of his mind pretty well.
Right.
He also talks out of his ass. That's what I'm saying. But
Right.
he plays in his character, right? That villain character that he is known for, right? From Memphis days, right? He's like a character, right? Meaning like
Mhm.
you need that on your team, right? He brings that, a defensive mindset, and so this is a great move by Phoenix Suns. Hopefully Dylan Brooks keeps it up. He's a good player, man.
Yeah.
It's like one of those players that you love him on your team and you hate playing against him, basically.
Right.
So
And yeah.
this is a good signing. What was it? 3 years, 73, right, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
373.
where I mean he got to upgrade because he signed a $20 million a year. He got to upgrade at $5 million. That's
Yeah.
fine. Sure. That's a going rate right now for a wing like that. So it's good. So I like it. It's good for them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think the Suns, and again, he's a very good defensive player, and I think that was much needed for that offense for sure. And I don't think the Suns are doing much anyways. So you might as well spend the money on a good player like that versus having him go somewhere else, maybe a
I guarantee
contender
you
or
though,
whatnot.
he was gonna be a free agent and he was gonna get more than that.
Oh
I'll be
yeah, for
honest.
sure, for sure. I mean, the Lakers probably would have won to run after
Yeah,
him too.
exactly.
Um, how about? I mean, we're already having it. LeBron drama in Philly.
Hey man,
The
brotherly love.
mural was vandalized. I mean, I don't know why they have a mural so early out, but it's vandalized already. Philly fans are rough, man. Philly fans are very rough. They either love you or they hate you so quickly. Laker fans are a little bit more lenient. I feel like.
I don't think any LeBron mural in the first year has ever got destroyed
Yeah,
in LA. I'll be honest with you. I mean, as much as people say Lakers fans did not accept LeBron, we appreciate LeBron and the
yeah,
greatness that comes with. But we never once like destroyed one of his mural like that. Anyone drew it. So good luck to Philly. I mean, good luck to him in Philly. Just be careful what you wish for. It's not really brotherly love out there. Like you just said it, they either hate you or they like you. They'll boo your ass if you're playing bad. So good luck, man. I mean, look, he's not our problem anymore. He's their problem. Good luck.
and then another thing. So yeah, you're right. I think Philly is gonna find out what LA has been talking about, right? For a long time, and I think a lot of people thought LA was not appreciative of LeBron. I think we were up until a certain point when we started to find out his bullshit was bullshit. But here's a little taste of what you can expect, Philly, right? His boy, Rich Paul. I don't know if you saw this on his podcast with Max Kellerman already, right? LeBron hasn't been there for 2 weeks. Rich Paul's already saying they got to move out of Embiid contract.
What? He said that?
He's not hell. Yeah. He said, I don't think the team can keep Embiid. I'm moving off Embiid as soon as possible. You don't know when he's gonna be healthy.
I didn't hear about that. No way.
Yeah.
When that
This
make
this
I
was
do that?
5 days
That's
ago.
it. No way.
And this is after Embiid did all these things to get LeBron, and he created a whole thing like LeBron come to Philly, all these things he did it, and now Rich Paul, and you know how it is. Rich Paul says something, that's LeBron saying something, and
Of
it's always
course.
been like that, right? I mean, the whole Austin Reeves saga, that was pretty much LeBron saying, Lakers got to get rid of Austin Reeves and trade him out, whatever, right? So this is, yeah, it's already started. The GM has already entered.
Damn, man.
Because you know which two players' contracts kind of overlap? Embiid and AD. So do you think Embiid stays through end of the season?
I don't think so.
Yeah. It's already
I
happening,
don't
man.
think so.
It's already happening. I mean,
I guarantee you, once the struggle starts. Go ahead.
yeah, three other players for Sixers are clutch, right? Maxey, Edgecombe, and LeBron. Jalen Brown is, I forget, some other contract.
Yeah.
And so why not bring a fourth? Why not bring AD over? He's already implementing the seed already. I just don't get the logic about healthiness, because you can never depend on AD to be healthy anyway. So what's the difference? Same exact players. So I think
Exactly.
MB is a much better talent than AD at this point. Age wise, they're about the same. So yeah,
God, so
it's already starting.
I am speechless about that, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Tappers, now I know what. No, sorry. I think it's lagging. But I'm just happy now. I understand what you're saying, dude. I'm glad LeBron's not here because we don't have to worry about all this Rich Paul bullshit
I
going on,
agree,
man. I'm so happy.
I'm glad we got rid of all the clutch stuff. I mean, I think we still have a player or two that's a clutch client, but like, I'm just glad like we have that influence is out and just focus on Luka,
Basketball.
and we go from there. But yeah, man. So again, can't wait for NBA season to start. Obviously, can't wait for the baseball playoffs to start. We got preseason for NFL starting soon too. So as summer winds down, we have a lot of things to get into. Cannot wait for it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait, dude. Boys are
All right.
back. Boys are back.
Hell yeah, dude. Until then, brown balls, we are out.